And here we are again, Saturday night with all my friends. Look out! What's up, everybody? It's Team Adventurous. This is Adventurous After Dark. Thank you for being here. As always, we are your hosts. My name is Zach. Yes. I swear I'm not recording. This is my good friend, the lovely and magnanimous for tolerating me, Caitlin. How are you tonight, Kate?
I am good. I am very excited because we have a very, very exciting show lined up for all of you guys.
We got some things and some stuff.
And
there's
some stuff.
Changes around here.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some changes around here.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what they are. You're just gonna have to bear with us.
Yeah, exactly. Because it doesn't have to make sense.
Doesn't have to make sense.
No.
It's entertain you.
Exactly. It doesn't even have to rhyme.
Nope.
Yeah.
Alrighty, everyone. Well, today, we're gonna be pros policing someone's novel, someone who some fans of the show have some beef with. We're not gonna give details because we're not in the interest of spreading shit. So pardon unnamed. But people watching, you know who you are, and you know who I'm referencing. So this one's for you. Yes,
exactly. And you'll find out who it is when we read it.
We prosely. Exactly. and Nicole's just over here like, yep, we know who we are.
We know. You know who you are. You know where you're from.
Guess the cat's out of the bag.
Yep. What are you and who are you doing?
Alrighty, we're gonna have a little bit of Rebel Poet Society. I got something for y'all, and we're gonna check out another Authortuber, or I don't know if this guy's an Authortuber or booktuber. I was sent his channel again by a humble viewer, and so we're gonna hop on over to his channel for Authortube not Authortube for Rebel Poet Society.
Rebel Poet Society.
Sorry, my brain and I just can't seem to get the thing.
It's okay.
In a cohesive, straightforward, logical manner.
It's like
there's a bunch of trades, and they're all converged in many tracks, trying to converge on one track, and they all smash into each other. And then my brain is like blue screen, and I'm just like, you get the point.
Yes. It's like, hi, I did not order this salad spinner, but for some reason, someone decided to
put all of this fuck on my salad. Who did that? I wanted to eat this. I leave my desk for 2 minutes. I come back. There's a bunch of fuck on my salad. Jim, I swear to God, Jim, if I find out that you put all this fuck on my salad, I'm gonna fuck you, Jim. I'm gonna fuck you.
Like I did your mother last night.
I would have went for your wife. But
a guy that's gonna put fuck all over another dude's salad just doesn't seem like someone who has one of those. So,
folks, it's hard to argue with that kind of logic. All right, and finally, the quintessential segment for the night. We're not doing a We Are a Genius tonight. Tonight,
no.
The show is named after the Authortube news segment because it's our show. We'll do whatever the fuck we want to.
That's right.
going to be talking about the Brandon Sanderson stuff and whether or not it is or isn't the big meteor impacting the dinosaurs that a bunch of people are acting like it is. So stay tuned for that. Jesus Christ. But before we get to any of that, it's time to lay down the law with a little segment we call
Bad Pros, what you gonna do when the pros police are coming for you? Bad Pros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna fucking police the shit out of this.
Yeah.
You guys are hard already.
Already.
Already. Yeah. Alrighty. So
Oh my god.
right?
Oh my god.
This is pros police, and we're not generally
the cover, man.
This is pros police, and we're not generally in the business of critiquing covers, but
I am.
but
as an artist, okay. This offends my sensibilities.
right. It's like, man, I'm pretty sure you could have came up with something a little bit more extensive than your pocket change.
Or you're not to offend anyone, okay, because we both have Canva Pro, but it's not where you make your book covers. It's not.
Oh, it looks like someone put a whole fucking 10 minutes of effort into this cover.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. It's like, yeah, that cover might have been fucking acceptable like fucking 30 years ago. Fuck.
30. No.
Kate's like, nah.
No.
Alrighty, so for those of you who might be visually impaired, this is Miss Blackwood by author Alexa Wayne. So let's dig into it.
Yeah.
Skip the dedication. We'll start with the copyright. No, I'm just fucking with it. Alrighty, so this again, nothing to do with the pros, but Jesus Christ, that formatting error right there, where half the page is blank on chapter 1.
It's like what? Like who the fuck?
That's okay. Bold choice. Let's see if it pays off for you. Chapter 1. Welcome. What?
Oh, the comments said, "LOL, this was hand drawn."
This was hand drawn. This was hand drawn. See, okay.
Was it? Was it really, or are you guys joking?
Now, I got to tell you, if that's hand drawn, it's an amazing piece of art.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought this was a photograph with a shitty filter over it.
Right.
If that was hand drawn, the art is amazing.
Right.
However, it still looks like shit as a book cover.
Because of the damn font.
The font, the fucking Lord Impaler wax seal up there. Yeah. It's like, yeah. If that's actually hand drawn, it's fucking impressive.
Oh,
but
she drew it on her computer. Yeah. Well,
that is impressive.
I mean, as art by itself.
As art by itself, it's good. As a book cover, it's shit.
Right. Yeah.
Those two things are not necessarily one and the same.
No, they are not.
Alrighty. Like I said, it looks like a photograph that someone slapped a shitty filter over.
Mm-hmm.
So the skill displayed in drawing something that looks that lifelike is impressive. But you got to think about how it looks to people who might think that it was hand drawn.
It could have been graded a teensy bit better.
And especially, like you said, Kate, that font. Yikes.
Yeah, atrocious.
Okay, anyways, to the actual pros, because
Yes.
that's what this segment is about.
Right.
Jesus Christ, we get on. Anyways,
Anyway,
all right.
North Carolina.
See,
That's how it's pronounced.
okay. You know what? No, fuck you, Caitlin.
No, it is pronounced Raleigh. Raleigh. Because
No, fuck you.
Leigh is Lee.
No, fuck you. Hang on. I will not.
Which one of us is from the South?
Raleigh.
Raleigh. Thank you.
Okay, you know what? Fuck you. God damn it. I hate
Yes,
you.
please. I'm lonely.
Moving on. The sun shone down her face and slowly wakened her from a deep sleep. She saw pale blue walls and elegant hardwood floors. That did not need to be that whole thing. Well, okay, actually no. I just want to know why these sentences just feel clipped. I don't know how else to say it. It's not necessarily
It's like they got caught in a clothes dryer.
Yeah. It's not, and I can't even say it's necessarily bad. That might just be a taste.
The sun shone down her face. That's where the awkwardness is. It's
yeah.
Yeah, the sun shone down her face. So is the sun shining from her face? Like, is this what we're trying to see here?
Well, the sun shone down. So
yeah, I know what they're trying to say, but I'm just saying
it's so awkward.
Yes, it's awkward.
The sun shone down upon her face.
Right.
Without that word in there, that sounds like fuck in my mouth.
Right. It's like the sun shone down. Well, I mean,
if I was as an actor,
it could have been upon or simply on, really.
Right. The sun shone upon, the sun shone upon her face, but down upon does have a certain visual, so that's good. But yeah, just the sun shone down. Like I said, as an actor, if you told me to go on stage and perform that line, I would tell you I'm adding the word upon, and you can't make me not do it.
Right.
Because we can rehearse it this way, and every time we actually get to show night, I will say the word upon.
Yes.
And everyone in the audience will be glad that I did not say the line as this fucking shitty ass writer wrote.
Exactly.
Bullshit in my mouth. The sun shone. The sun shone down her face. You're right. That is so awkward. Anyways, moving on. She saw pale blue walls and elegant hardwood floors. The bed sheets were white and incredibly soft on her skin, while the comforter was a bright white with elaborate navy blue embroidery. When she looked around her, she saw tall and wide French windows about 12 feet from where she was lying on her belly in the king-size bed. She brought the comforter to her face and took a good look around, slowly moving side to side, ensuring she was alone. Okay? I'm not going to say any of that was bad.
Yeah. I mean, because we get a good idea of the environment we're in.
Right. The description's good. The language is appropriately colorful while not being too flamboyant for just describing scenery.
But
I think my issue is the voice. I'm not liking the voice.
It's dry.
I don't think that's it. I think it's there's this feminine quality to it that's like, you know that Harry Potter professor Umbridge. You know Professor Umbridge? Sounds like Professor Umbridge is describing this, and that
Well,
just
it
makes not
sounds like Professor Umbridge if she was real tired and not best pleased.
I don't know about that. It just sounds like Umbridge. I don't know about that second. That
I mean,
shit you
because
said
it
about
seems kind of because the word that keeps coming to me is it's slightly rote, like it doesn't have any gumption to it, almost.
I'm not seeing that. That's a you thing, Kate. Anyways, let me get through this paragraph. What happened? What am I doing here? This isn't the room in my rental home, she thought to herself. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I like that.
Yeah, except for
Except, yeah,
why so exposition-y?
yeah, I was about to say it on the sir. Okay, so I like the fact that we're now getting a question. This is honestly, actually, I will say so. Two things. One, it's exposition-y, like Kate was just saying. That could be worded so much more organically, and that should have been at the top.
Right.
Like that should have been the hook. That should have been the fucking line. This thing
Right.
about where am I? Why am I not in my fucking room? Again, worded more organically.
Yeah.
Would have made this that that would have been great.
Yeah.
And if you didn't want to make it the first line, you could have said she woke up to the sun in her eyes, and she, in a daze, she peered over the edge of the comforter, and then had, what happened? Where am I? This isn't my room.
Yeah.
But now I want to be very clear here. The reason this does not sound organic at all. This isn't the room in my rental home, she thought to herself. No, she fucking didn't. No, she fucking didn't. No one is sitting thinking, this isn't. No one wakes up in a strange place and like, this isn't the room in my rental house. No.
They're like, this isn't my room.
They're like, where the fuck am I? This isn't my room. Yeah, they don't say. No one thinks. Yeah, that sounds like bullshit.
You're like, I just think extra extraneous details.
Right. It's like have you ever interacted with someone who wasn't an AI?
Yeah, have you ever interacted with someone who doesn't, perpetually speak suspiciously? Yes, I have returned from my friend's house that is still standing, and they are still alive.
I totally didn't take a can of gas and a torch there.
Right.
No, of course I don't smell like gasoline. You're imagining things. What are you talking about? Oh, don't look in the trunk of my car. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I mean,
trunk of your car. Oh, you're right. That was a silly thing of me to say.
Yeah,
I'm
because
going to go to bed now.
Yeah, because the trunk of my car is totally empty. Like a normal trunk of someone's car would be.
Okay. Her name was Coralie Belfleur. Belfleur. Yeah, I'm going with Belfleur. And for the past 6 years, she had rented a summer house in North Carolina on private property, not on a private property. Again, that sounds like fuck in my brain. On private property.
Yeah, because you don't need the A.
And there's no, again, saying private property, it's like that is the least organic way to describe it. On a stretch of land, which was stunning. On a lot, that was stunning. On acreage, that was stunning. On a private property, Jesus Christ, that is awkward. Okay. The property itself belonged to a man who lived in the Bourbon House, a historic property with a very shady past. Now, there's nothing wrong with very shady past in and of itself. However, I am a fan of the line of thinking from Robin Williams in the movie Dead Poet Society.
Mhm.
You can almost always use a better word than very.
Yes. Yes.
So almost always a better word. If you're using very, you're likely being lazy.
Mhm.
A historic property with a exceptionally shady past.
Yes. And
And-
Mark
and-
Twain.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Mark Twain, I think he said it best. Whenever you are tempted to put the word very in your manuscript, instead replace it with damn. So that when your editor gets to it, they will delete the word and your manuscript will be as it should be.
Yeah. Twain. He was a smart guy. I like that. He one of the great American philosophers, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah.
Coralie realized with a sigh of relief that she was alone. Reassured, she again looked around the bedroom and noticed a picture above the headboard. It depicted a foreign land with the Poneri castle of Romania. She remembered. Okay, there needs to be a comma there after Romania. Oh, yeah,
Romania.
yeah, my bad. But yeah, there needs to be a comma there. That doesn't flow right without a comma. So with the Poneri castle of Romania, comma, she remembered seeing an image in an ancient history class she took back in college. I'm not sure that the narrator needs to justify why she knows what that castle is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to do foreshadowing, this is awkward.
Yeah, we can.
There are other ways you can do foreshadowing that are not like this.
Well, she can see the. Okay, so let's dig into this a little bit more. Coralie realized with a sigh of relief that she was alone. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Reassured, she again looked around the bedroom. Excuse me. I'm having some digestive problems today.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me. Reassured, she again looked around the bedroom and noticed a picture above the headboard. Good. It depicted a foreign land, comma, with the Poneri castle of Romania. She remembered seeing an image in an ancient history class she took back in college. Period after Romania, delete the rest of that paragraph. Lose absolutely nothing. Narrator doesn't sound extraneous.
Yeah.
Doesn't read like a pile of shit. Caitlin, anything to add?
Yeah, because we didn't need that, and that detail is something that maybe we could have found out later in a conversation she was having with someone.
Right. That is a class. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Kate. That is a perfect example of an author telling when there's an opportunity to organically show. You could, as a writer, you can invent opportunities. That's literally what storytelling is. You invent opportunities. So yeah, she should have invented an opportunity. If that detail was so important that it had to be in there, she should have invented an opportunity to tell it, or to show it instead of tell it.
Yeah.
And for that detail, dialogue probably would have been the best place. I agree with you. Okay. She sat up on the bed and noticed the old wood furniture the room contained, an armoire placed on the left against the side wall, and two bedside tables on each side of the bed. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no problem. A Bible rested on the one by her side, while the other carried a Phantom of the Opera novel. Okay, a Phantom of the Opera novel. That sounds like there's more than one. A copy of the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. I mean, but this is 2017, so it could have been one of those like right to market trash retellings of, hey, we're gonna smooch
I
this
guess
anachronistic retelling of Phantom of the Opera.
that's a stretch. Hey, Kate, fix your mic again.
Okay.
But yeah, that reads like, again, that reads like like a slap to my face in terms of contextual syntax. That sounds like shit.
Is that better?
She gathered all the courage she could. She gathered all the courage she could spare, and looked beneath the sheets. To her relief, she saw that she was dressed as she has been the day before. Okay, if this is self-edited, get an editor. If you have an editor, Jesus fuck, you need a better editor. As she has been the day before. This is rookie shit, people.
She's dressed as she has been
The day before.
the day before.
This is rookie shit, people. And I'm sorry. I'm guilty of shit like this too. For context, when I get really sleepy and I get slamming away at the keyboard, I do shit like that.
It's like, but I mean, unless
you find it when you edit.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're implying she was dressed as she has been the day before because she was not dressing herself. I mean, implying that somebody else was dressing her, but that's a stretch.
Yeah, I doubt. Well, to her relief, she saw that she was. These are the clothes that she put on. That should be had then.
Yes.
There's no question. That needs to be had, and that's something that.
Oh my.
Anyways, okay, moving on. She wore a pair of dark gray jogging shorts, a white tank top, and a pink zipped hooded sweater. You could just say yeah, if it's a hooded sweater, it's a hoodie. So you could, is there really a difference between a hooded, Caitlin, you're a woman, tell me, is there a difference between a hooded sweater and a hoodie?
I mean, I guess if she was implying that it was knit as opposed to being just like an actual hoodie.
But I've never seen anything that was knit that had a zipper.
Yeah.
Okay, so the description of either what I don't like it. Should have been revisited and made more clear, because that I'm like, what the fuck? What? Anyways. So great was her relief at being clothed, she chuckled softly. Why am I here? How did I even get here? Unless this girl is just used to waking up in strange places all the time, she was having a stronger reaction.
Yeah, I mean, but then again,
already your characterization is not so good.
It's wooden.
Yes.
As Mason would say.
Coralie put on her running shoes that were resting by the bed. At the moment she was about to stand up, she fell to her knees, an excruciating throbbing in her skull. Like a blacksmith's hammer. There's that comma should not be there. Like a blacksmith's hammer was banging against her head. That's all one thought.
Yes.
Take that comma out of.
Oh my god.
Yeah, take that comma. Okay.
Excruciating.
She dug her fingers against her skin on each side of her face and grimaced as she firmly closed her eyes, wanting to never open them again. Ah! She screamed in horror, for what awakened in her was an undeniably unsure memory. Undeniably unsure that, if proven true, would change her life forever.
Wait a minute.
Undeniably unsure.
Undeniably unsure. It's like I cannot question how uncertain I am
Right. I am undeniably unsure. What the fuck?
I am undeniably unsure about this. Okay, so if it's undeniably unsure, how do you even know it's a memory?
Right.
It's like-
Undeniably unsure. That sounds like maybe you're drugged and
right.
you might have had a really weird thought pop into your head.
It's
That
like,
would be my guess. If I woke up in
Yeah.
a strange place and I suddenly had a fucking
like
shooting pain go through my head and a
Right.
memory came with it, I would think, oh, great, I've been drugged, not an
Yeah.
unsure memory.
an unsure memory. I mean, so you're not even sure you're actually having
It's going
a memory?
downhill, folks, and we're only
mean-
2.5. We're only 1.5 pages in.
And
Undeniable. And let me just say,
undeniably unsure.
Kate, let me just say this, okay? I just want to say this. Just let me, and then you can hop in. Let me make a point about undeniably unsure memory. Oh, you grabbed a thesaurus so you could alliterate a little bit. Good fucking job. Undeniably unsure memory. What? I'm sorry. If it was in isolation, I could let it go and be like, oh, that's a little weird. Okay, but sure, they're experimenting with language. Okay, but in the context of everything else I've seen, this person is a tryhard who's like so desperate to be seen as a master of prose. When if you just look past the initial layer, it's like, oh my god, this looks like an angsty teenager wrote it. An angsty teenager who got C's in English.
It's like, baby, you need to read more.
What were you gonna say, Kate?
Oh, I was just saying, I mean, undeniably unsure, that implies already that you don't even know if it's a memory. So, I mean, the logical idea would be that the person would think that they were tripping.
Right.
That they were having a memory.
Any
memory
well-adjusted person would be like, I woke up in a strange place, now I have a migraine, and I'm getting something that I don't know if it's a memory. I've been drugged. That would be 99.99999% of people, if they thought about it for 2 seconds, would come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Again, the characterization so far is terrible. This person does not feel like a person. They feel like a character in a book, and not a great book.
Yeah. This is
It was oh my god. It was a dream. She cried as her body fell forward, her hands touching the ground. It had to be, please God help me.
What? Wait a minute. What?
It was a dream.
What happened to be a dream?
Right. Well, okay. So in context of the paragraph before, the unsure memory. It was a dream. She cried as her body fell forward, her hands touching the ground. It had to be, please God help me. It's like,
Wait a
this,
what?
You know what this book is suffering from, Caitlin?
I'm confused.
As an officer of the prose, you know what I accuse this book of?
What?
Being trapped in high school drama class. Because Jesus Christ. It was a dream! Like, are you fucking kidding?
Oh my god. It's like, okay, so is this person relieved
Right!
that the thing that happened before was a dream? Or
it's like, you know what? No, we're going to keep going. I want to keep digging into this. This is...
Yeah, because this is good.
It had to be, please God help me. Oh, you know what, Caitlin?
What?
In the spirit of reading the book in the true voice of the narrator,
Oh god.
the floor became wet as her tears poured down her cheeks, resting on the hardwood floor. She allowed the tears to fall unchecked, full of terror and sorrow.
So, like, she soaked the entire floor with her tears. What is this, Alice in Wonderland? I really shouldn't have cried so much.
Oh,
This
God.
little, like, Halloween R.I.P.
May 30th. Okay, so we wake up. Hang on.
We have this little
Wake up.
Halloween doohickey thing.
Oh, God. And
R.I.P.
we start June 2nd, and then we go back to May 30th. I'm so... no. Okay. Okay, no, I need to get this out. Look, folks, if you're going to ask the reader to come along on complex plot structures where you jump back and forth through time periods, you had better display a mastery of language that really convinces me that this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Because that is such a tired, overused storytelling convention that was used by a few greats, like the novel that fucking Dreamcatcher was based on. I think the novel was called the same thing. Perfect example of a masterwork of fiction. Okay, well, no matter how you feel about that story, undeniable, very compelling novel. Okay, got a lot of attention for a reason.
Dreamcatcher? Yeah, that was Stephen King.
Yeah. So my point is, it jumped back and forth in time periods because, and he gets away with it because his ability to tell the story is very high.
Yes.
Very good command of language.
And incredible.
The demonstrated command of language to this point in the language where we step back 3 days, I am convinced that this was written by someone in high school. At this point, I would close the book, put it back on the shelf, and never pick up anything by that author again. Yeah. As an officer of the prose, I accuse you and sentence you on the crimes of being locked in high school theater. Caitlin, your verdict?
Yeah. My verdict is death too extreme.
For crimes against literature and literacy itself, we sentence you to never write another fucking novel.
Right. Yeah. We sentenced you to the pillory, so we're going to put you in stocks and allow other authors and readers to walk past and throw rotten veg at you. Because when you...
Or just slap you with copies of The Lord of the Rings.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Please.
Bad pros, what you gonna do when the prose police are coming for you? Bad pros.
Yeah.
Phew, boy. All right.
So, yeah.
Let's go through the comments here.
Yes. Thank you, lovely ladies, for...
Yeah, thank you to Lauren and Nicole for suggesting that train wreck. That was fun.
Yeah.
That. This was it. See now, Nicole, now you're committing the same sins, but you're blind, so I'm going to give you back. Love this already. And Dron, thank you, Lord. Picking up the slack for your friend. I love it.
No, she drew it on her computer.
There's a lot of illustrations.
As an illustrator, that offends me.
Very descriptive, like Tolkien B. Ward.
I wouldn't say she's anywhere near Tolkien. So.
No. Very descriptive. First of all, Tolkien would describe that room, and I would be interested the whole time.
Right.
With her description, I was like, okay, I'm tolerating this for the time being, but get to something more interesting soon.
Right, because Tolkien was actually verbose in an appealing way.
Right. And thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Means a lot to me. Love you guys. I made these same comments.
Hey. Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
We need that soundboard, man. Subscribe to our Patreon so that we can get shit like better sound software, a soundboard, a better mic for Caitlin. We want to put on a better show for you guys.
Yeah.
We just need more help because we're poor.
Exactly. We need a little more help. And to be in the same location.
Yeah, that would do wonders by itself. So I called this a Mary Sue fan fiction. The main character is the author with paranormal abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna self-insert, you gotta be yeah.
And
Self-insert. Okay. As a self-insert author, I gotta for my tribe. I reject this novel.
Yeah.
Entirely. This is not part of our tribe.
Right.
When I write self-insert, it's good as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
What I just read, get it the fuck out. Take that shit off the market. Fix it if it can be fixed.
Oh my.
That shit needs an overhaul from the ground up.
It does. She edited it.
It shows. It shows.
Oh,
So,
no.
I mean, look, folks. At some point, I will make publicly available the rough draft of Garden of Lies, and I will screenshot this, the file information, all that shit. Maybe I'll do a live stream of releasing it with the file information on the screen and everything so people can see that it was written way forever ago and hasn't been edited.
Yeah.
Look, folks, my rough drafts are way fucking better than that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
out for this.
In comparison, your rough drafts are immaculate.
Oh yeah. Now listen, I have typos.
Yeah.
And I throw up commas, but Jesus Christ. At least my characterization is airtight.
Yeah.
The characters sounded like they were like I can't remember which one of you it was, but it sounds like a bad fan fiction from a high school kid.
Yeah. This isn't the room in my rental home.
Caitlin, stop kicking her. She's already down on the ground unconscious.
But that's when you're supposed to kick them. How else will they learn?
I'll show you to be a worthless piece of shit. Maybe if I break ribs 6 and 7, you'll get the point. Yeah, so I don't know about the behind-the-scenes drama that happened between the three of you, but yeah, if she was acting like this was anything other than a very sloppily put-together debut, she's full of shit. The writing is literally high school.
The foreshadowing was so fucking clumsy. I was like,
for me, folks, it's the characterization. The characterization, it was just like, yikes.
And as somebody who's had to write a few right to market shake and bakes, this one I could smell a mile away. Not only from the cover, okay, the fact her name is Miss Blackwood, and then the whole first part where there's a painting of an ancient castle in Romania, and I was like, oh dear God.
Right. It's like, oh man, you're leading into those tropes extra hard.
Yeah, it's like, I know what this is. You're gonna wake up and realize, oh hey, I'm in this strange house on this, this thing, and it's actually like this vampire person owns this house, and then we're going to fall in love, and I'm going to get imbued with these powers by the end of the story, because
I'm another Twilight clone.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Good gracious.
Yeah, no, like I was trying to say a minute ago, the characterization is where it begins. For me, characters make or break a story. I don't care how fucking good your plot is. I don't care how fucking good your writing is. If your characters and your characterization aren't good, I can't like it. That's just a reader. I need good characters. I wish I could hold up a physical copy of the book so I could be like, this ain't it, Chief, and then chuck it in my trash can.
Oh, now, is it as bad as Elfistra?
No, Caitlin. Caitlin, listen, Caitlin. Alfistia the sorceress.
The sorceress.
Alfistia the sorceress is unquestionably the worst thing I've ever read. And you would have to be at the bottom of a deep cesspool to get underneath the bar that Alfistia, that I will fist you.
I will fist you.
His girlfriend is, what's her name? The climate girl.
Greta Thunberg. Yeah. Michael Ross's girlfriend.
Yeah, I have a weird thing for this mentally disabled teenager who talks about climate, and I'm a creepy bastard, and also I go around talking shit about other authors.
Yeah.
Michael Ross, Alfistia the sorceress.
Alfistia the sorceress.
You would have to go deep in the cesspool to get underneath that part, Caitlin. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Hashtag fuck Michael Ross.
Or don't, because.
Yeah. To get to the question on three. Sorry, sometimes I just have to vent. So you guys police hunt. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember policing hunted the Immortal's Kiss, but my memory is notoriously shit. However, I will say this: I have not read anything from you two that was even remotely close to that level of suck. Yeah. The worst thing I have read from you two is so far ahead of that. And it's like you got you know what, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember you guys have a problem with
echoes,
stupid shit like typos. Well, and having the wrong word in the wrong place. But at least it's like I know what word is meant to go there.
Yeah.
And it's not so consistent that it fucking throws me out. And the characterization didn't feel like I was being fucking swirlied. Like,
well, I mean, because really the only issues with Hunted that I can recall, I mean, the descriptiveness was good.
Mm-hmm.
It did have a way of pulling you in and making you, ask questions and want to read more of the story. But the only issue I would have to say was, of course, they got fucked over by their formatter.
Over by the formatter, and I don't know if you guys used an editor, but you needed a better editor. There were typos and tense and minor syntax errors every now and then.
Yeah. So. And as far as as the writing execution, there was only a couple of places where there were sentence echoes, where basically, where somebody says something but then says it in different words again in the following sentence. But that was only in a couple of places. So, right. I mean, but other than that, it was.
And for fourth party viewers who might be seeing this and be like, oh, well, they're picking favorites. No, we're not picking favorites. There's underlying things that run through writing that let you know whether or not there's any actual meat to it. Mm-hmm. Writing and storytelling in general is a greater than the sum of its parts art form. That's why it's art and not a science.
Yeah.
When I read Hunted the Immortal Kiss, I can see a greater than sum of parts line of connection running through it. Keeps me interested. I read Miss Blackwood, I'm like, this is going nowhere fast. Oh, great.
Well, I mean, because from what I've read of Mrs. Blackwood, I'm like, oh, I know exactly where the fuck we're going, because you're going everywhere that everyone else has been.
Has gone before.
Yeah. But you're doing it in a way that's really boring, and your narrator doesn't give a fuck either.
Right. It's like, man, this is technically a book.
Yeah, it's technically a book. There's words on paper.
Oh, yeah. And again, I'm a self-insert author. I can't crap on the concept of being a self-insert author, but if you're gonna do it, you better be damn good.
Exactly.
My writing is really fucking good.
Mhm.
This novel
No.
is shit.
Yeah.
Author was a have fun with that guy.
Oh.
That doesn't surprise me. A lot of people stop maturing mentally in high school. That's just the world we live in.
Yep. They're like, I peaked in high school. I'd better stay there.
It was crap. The entire thing was pure torture. I'm sorry. She's written more since now. That's unfortunate.
Wowie. Twilight clone. Holy shit, so true. Yeah, well, I mean, because it's not hard to predict that.
It's written all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, from the cover to the Lord Impaler series,
Right.
the name Miss Blackwood, and then again the characterization, the high school drama class level of characterization. And look, I was a theater actor in high school.
Yeah.
Me and another group of teenage actors, many of whom were more talented than me, to be fair. We took that school from having no theater class to getting state level recognition. Like, I think it was state senators, maybe the governor, came to watch some of our plays. We got that good in the period of 3 years. I know drama. I know acting. This ain't it, Chief. Okay. We've kicked Caitlin. It's holy fuck! It's been an hour.
Wow!
You just have to kick it until it's all the way dead.
Time flies when you're having fun.
All right. So now to lend some credence to the fact that I am infinitely better at writing than that bullshit, we're gonna move on to a segment that we call Rebel Poet Society, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fucking love that intro.
So
The
great.
most Michael Bay shit ever.
Yeah.
But it's Poetry Society.
So even when we get like we be, we're gonna keep it.
Hey man, for sure. You can always count on us to give you our honest fucking nothing but honesty here. That's how we do. Okay, so I wrote this, and I'm actually going to share. I'm going to pull it up, and then I'm going to share the screen so you guys can actually see how I wrote it. Oh, excuse me. Well, on the plus side, with every expulsion of gas, my stomach feels a little bit less like I'm going to vomit, so that's good.
That is good.
Okay, so I read The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe for the first time on this stream. I think that was last week, right?
Last week, yes.
And I says to myself, I understand why this man was one of the greatest poets of all time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slob on his novel a little bit. So I wrote this. Now, I'm going to perform this, and this is The Human by Zachary Alexander Peeber, a tribute and reply to Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. And I want to say, this isn't done. I'm going to add to this before I publish it in physical form. This is what I have so far. Once upon a midnight dreary, as I soared through the sky sleek with fury, piercing storm clouds in the black abyss, I felt a beckon like none before. So I descended to the lower sky, so my obsidian eyes could gaze onto the plains of man and observe into windows and open doors. And I happened across a sight which caught my eye like no other sight before. A husk of a man sleeping, conscious creeping from his mind into the ethereal plains of yore. and my curiosity struck me as it had not before. So thus I landed, perching upon his windowsill, and watched his lifeless eyes gaze into a fire set into the hearth on the wall opposite his chamber door. He seemed so lonely and without companion or purpose. So in a moment of profound contemplation, I thought, perhaps I could bring him comfort, the likes of which he had not before. So I pecked upon the window pane as if I was to feast on a beast lay slain. I pecked on the glass, but the man still sat, perched in his seat, in malignant comfort, ignoring my calls for him to answer. So I pecked, until finally the husk of a man stood and went to his chamber door. He stared into the opening in great confusion, apparently confused like never before. Surely he needs a wise companion like me, so he will be afflicted of his confusion, nevermore. And so I pecked once again, finally drawing his attention from the entrancing muse of his chamber door, and he came and opened the window where I perched, and I entered the room I was sure no raven hath before. The man spoke to me in his human tongue, which I scarcely understood, but he seemed most distressed, and it was upon him I wished to impress the untold wisdom of days of yore, the reassuring refrain of nevermore. My people have carried messages for gods from the plains of specters and odds, dashing from the immaterium to the mortal plains, like no messengers after will, or like any hath before. We, the ravens, shall be the messengers of these and other things forevermore. But the man's distress only grew as he contemplated me, and only my single bit of wisdom to offer could escape in tones he could understand or implore. Nevermore. And it seemed he descended into fits, madness stirring beneath the surface of his pallid face and crazed eyes, like a berserker from the days of yore. And though he beckoned me away, still I choose to stay, imparting this wisdom like my kind has before. When one sees the raven, 'tis not the time to be craven, lest you be free from your madness. Nevermore. And like I said, I'm gonna work on that before I publish it finally. But that's and let me just say, man, when I read Poe's work, it's like I'm reading something that was written by someone I knew very dearly.
Yeah.
I feel his pain when I read his writing.
Mm.
So I just wanted to pay some tribute because
Yes.
I've been there too.
He was touched by the darkness, our dear fellow traveler.
Yep. Well said, Caitlin. Yes, and concept trying to write like Poe is no easy feat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alrighty, now, Lauren, something to me, which we're going to go visit now. I'm going to stop. And now, let me share I got to share a different screen, do this and that and the other.
Yes, until we can get show helper monkeys.
Until we can get helper monkeys. So, like I said, Lauren, I'm going to take your comment down. Lauren sent me this man reading. This is David Wiley. You can find him on YouTube. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Don't eat strange confections that your friends give you, folks.
Yep.
March of the Poems. The Phoenix and the Turtle by William Shakespeare. So I haven't watched this. I have no idea. But so we're just going to hit play. It's 4 minutes. We're going to give them the time. Let's go.
All right.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Poetry Thursday, the
You can hear that, Kate?
day on book where all of you make poetry and read it and share it, and we watch it all. And by using we, I mean a select few of us. There's a couple that keep the Poetry Thursday alive. And I'm continuing my March of the Poems, where I'm reading a poem each and every day. The only day I missed was March 1st, and that's only because I hadn't thought of it until March 2nd. But I did read 2 poets and 2 poems on March 2nd to make up for the fact. And today we continue with a poet who needs no introduction, William Shakespeare. Going through each of the poets in the best poems of the English language, compiled by Harold Bloom.
Just as a personal piece of advice from one YouTuber to another, sir, your delivery is a little bit stiff, a little more energy, and the way you punctuate your sentences, it almost sounds like you're sad. A little bit more energy, a little bit more cheer, my friend.
No, he might be sad.
He might be sad.
He's like,
No comment.
he's like, the show must go on.
I'm reading all of what it includes about a poet, and then the next morning I read one of the poems for you, and some of them have one poem available to choose from. Others, like William Shakespeare, have quite a few, and I decided instead of going with a sonnet or an excerpt from one of his plays, I'd go with his elegy here that includes The Phoenix and the Turtle.
I've never heard this. This will be interesting.
Let the bird of loudest lay on the sole Arabian tree, herald sad and trumpet be, to whose sound chaste wings obey. But thou shrieking harbinger, foul precursor of the fiend, augur of the fever's end, to this troop come thou not near.
Augur of the fever's end. That I like that line. That's good.
Yeah.
From this session interdict every fowl of tyrant wing, save the eagle feathered king. Keep the obsequy so strict.
Save the eagle, feathered king.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. If I had to pick a king of birds, the bald eagle would certainly be in the running. It's good.
Yes. Yeah. And Ben Franklin wanted to make the national bird a turkey.
Listen, man, Ben was a great guy, a wise man. His taste in animals not the best.
That defunctive music can be the death divining swan, lest the requiem lack his right. And thou treble dated crow, that thy sable gender makest, with the breath thou givest and takest, mongst our mourners shalt thou go. Here the anthem doth commence, love and constancy is dead, Phoenix and the turtle fled in a mutual flame from hence. So they loved as love in twain had the essence but in one, 2 distinct division none, number there in love was slain. Hearts remote, yet not asunder, distance and no space was seen twixt this turtle and his queen, but in them it were a wonder. So between them love did shine, that the turtle saw his right flaming in the phoenix's sight, either was the other's mine. Property was thus appalled, that the self was not the same. Single nature's double name neither 2 nor 1 was called. Reason, in itself confounded, saw division grow together. To themselves yet either neither, simple were so well compounded. That it cried, how true a twain seemeth this concordant one. Love hath reason, reason none, if what parts can so remain. Whereupon it made this threen to the phoenix and the dove, co-supremes and stars of love, as chorus to their tragic scene. Beauty, truth, and rarity, grace and all simplicity, here enclosed in cinders lie. Death is now the phoenix' nest, and the turtle's loyal breast to eternity doth rest. Leaving no posterity, 'twas not their infirmity, it was married chastity. Truth may seem, but cannot be, beauty brag, but 'tis not she. Truth and beauty buried he. To this urn let those repair that are either true or fair. for these dead birds sigh a prayer. Thank you for watching. I hope to see your Poetry Thursday video, and you can check out a playlist that I'm putting together with all of my March of the Poems. I'll have that link down below, and I hope you have a great Poetry Thursday.
Yay! Isn't he just the sweetest cinnamon roll? I don't mean that facetiously. Okay.
And I think I'm going to take him up on his call to action and join him in Poetry Thursdays over on my channel. I got a whole fucking book of shit over there I can read.
Yeah,
Caitlin. So,
yes, and I have a whole stuff of things in the archive.
okay, so
Yeah,
it's about the death of ideal love.
of ideal love. Yes. Oh man, you know what? This to sum up.
Yeah, he seems like a chill dude for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
To sum up this entire poem by Shakespeare, you could say love is a turtle.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, because when we were talking about how love is eternal, and I thought that you said love is a turtle, and that turned into a whole thing. That saying could actually apply to this poem.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Something I want to say about Shakespeare's poetry. Something that I don't like about Shakespeare's poetry that I started forming this opinion in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't articulate it in high school because I wasn't quite as clever and I hadn't fully fleshed out the opinion at that point.
Yeah.
But now I'm here and I gotta say, what I don't like about Shakespeare's poetry is you have to take it seriously for it to be good. You know what I mean, Caitlin?
Mm-hmm.
You have to take it seriously for it to be good. It's not like Poe or Robert Frost, where it's like, this is good no matter what. You can't fucking shit on this. It's good.
Yeah.
With Shakespeare, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. You have to take him seriously. You have to go along for the ride. You have to suspend your disbelief. And it's like, bro, if I have to perform this poem all Shakespearean thespian-like for it to land the way you want it to land, maybe you should have wrote it a little bit less retarded. Taking down the douchebaggery, dial back the undertone of "I'm greater than you." My prose are so immaculate. It's like, bro, listen, I get it. You invented like many thousands of words. Can you pull your own dick out of your own ass for 5 seconds and acknowledge the fact that maybe your flow is only so and you should work on it? My opinion, folks.
Well, I mean, Tolkien did also say that he personally found Shakespeare to be generic and disappointing. So, I mean...
Hey, I don't rely on other men's opinion to formulate.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying you're not the only one in the community.
I appreciate that, Caitlin, but I'm not going to cite Tolkien. I can mount an attack on Shakespeare all I can.
I know, and so, also, if I'm not mistaken, Ben Bova also had a very similar.
See, I don't even know who that is because I'm a Tolkien swine.
Well, he was the father of speculative science fiction.
Ah, okay. There's another great name in that category. I want to say it's Wagner. He's basically the first guy to write space travel.
Yeah.
Was that Wagner? Or was that Ben Bova?
No, it was Wagner.
Okay. See, folks, my dad taught me something. Yeah, my dad loved Wagner. Anyways, all right, folks.
Because Wagner is older than Bova.
Thank you. Father of spectacle, bow to Wagner, bitch. Anyway, and realistically, let's give credit where credit is due. Bow to Shelley, bitch, because she
That's
was,
right.
as far as I'm
That's
fucking concerned,
Right, that's right.
for its time.
Mary-
That was
Mary Shelley.
the concept of scientifically reanimating. It's like, no, this isn't witchcraft bullshit. This is
Right.
science.
Exactly.
I'm literally inventing science fiction right
Yep.
now.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah, she was the mother of science fiction. And what I hate more than anything, that her reward for being the mother of science fiction and writing one of the most iconic novels was
Of
to
all
be
time.
was to die alone and penniless.
Yeah. No fucking justice in the world, that's for sure. But
Yep.
she's getting the shine she deserves here at Team Adventurous. My God, Mary Shelley, wherever you are, thank you so much for a story that I've related to my
Yeah.
entire life and that has inspired me in many ways.
Yes.
And just a solid fucking piece of romance era writing.
Yeah.
Such beautiful. I mean, I don't like romance era writing. I
Mm.
love Frankenstein.
Mm.
Anyways, now that we're thoroughly off the road here, this has been Rebel Poet Society. You fucking loved it. I'll see you next week, bitch.
I was like, what are you doing?
My fingers went all and my control panel was like,
I was half expecting to see like like all of the different intros would just show up. You'd be like, oh, it's this one. Nope. Okay. No, it's this
oh,
one.
God, where are we going? Nobody knows.
No.
Way of knowing. Intro is showing. Just keep on showing, and the show map is steady glowing, and doesn't show any sign of slowing. Sorry, folks. Sometimes I get a bit carried away.
Because this is how we do shit around here.
This is how we run. Listen, we run a loose ship here so that we can get all of the things in.
Yep.
That's how we like it.
Yep.
No.
Nothing ends up in here by accident.
And so, Caitlin, I have something here on the show map that I did not prepare for because I am in fact a piece of shit. Should I freeball it or should we just scrap it till next week?
Oh,
what do you? People in the audience,
free ball, free ball, free ball, free
I
ball.
want one vote from the audience.
Oh, come on.
Or do I save it for next week and bring you something prepared? Survey says going once. Better in the back with the green hat. And better. Poor Kate's mic will rest in. Yes, Kate, reset your mic. Kate, okay. She says do it. All right. Caitlin, keep them entertained for like a whole 3 seconds while I put on my accessory.
Okay. Oh dear. That sounds terribly adventurous.
As I
Okay. It's like, is that any better, you guys? Do I sound like a weather anchor out on location?
all right.
Oh my goodness.
Which beat am I gonna go with here? You know what? I know this beat so inside and out. It doesn't really work with what I'm rapping about, but I'm so comfortable with this beat, I'm going to use it because I am freeballing here. So,
okay.
All right.
Good.
All right,
It's better.
I'm probably going to still write and actually do a proper review of this because I promised the author and I keep my fucking word. But
yes,
I'm just happy. We're kind of
We're
Shit,
having
having
fun.
a good time.
Doing
So,
stuff and things.
I'm gonna free ball this for you. It's time for another.
Yeah, mic check 1, 2. What it be, what it is, what it do. It's time for another rap review.
Yo, let's get it. Caitlin, you know what it's time for?
Rev up those fryers, cause
Oh, yeah!
Yo, we're gonna rap about The Last Angel Warrior by John Wells III. That dude's chill as fuck. He's got a segment here on our channel where it reads the first chapter. Go check it out. Go buy his book. He deserves your fucking patronage. Dude's really fucking cool. Alright.
Yo, Caleb, orphan from the get-go, but he never lacked it, get him solo, yeah, not running solo, got a best friend, weird little redhead, working at the diner, give all the shiner, yeah, you know conspiracies though, what he doing, oh my god, bro, what the fuck you talking about, yo, stop talking about the squatch, yo, stop talking about that bomb over there, oh god, let me get back on something more concrete here. Yo, Caleb, Angel with the darkness, and he doing things that harken back to a day where he was the master. Nephilim coming through any faster than everyone else. Power grown exponentially, and he's not an elf, not some weird little gremlin, not something coming out the goblin. Makes no sense. Hang on. It's hard to do this right on the fucking spot.
Come on.
Story about a Nephilim, and we go in. You know his power, something he's showing. Fire blasting right out his hands, reducing these people to sand, make them into ash, and it's cool. Yeah, you know he blew up the school. You know that he ain't the tool. Yeah, he keep it real cool. Yeah, you know he about to blow. You already know this story about to go places you ain't never gone before. Yeah, this lore getting real fucking cool. Yeah, and I lost track of where I was going, but you get it. Like, this kid's a Nephilim, he's got like really cool powers, he's gonna blow shit up. So, anyways, we go down this fucking rabbit hole, right? And this kid's like got this really badass fucking set of abilities because, you know, he's a fucking angel hybrid, right? So that's fucking cool. And we got this really intricate lore in the background that's like infinitely potentially complex. So that's really dope. The author set it up so that like he could expound on it as much as he fucking wanted. And this is kind of turned into like a slightly musical rant here, but that's okay. I'm gonna clip this segment out of this live, folks. So anyways, the book was The Last Angel Warrior by John Wells III. Yeah. And it was really fucking good. And I'm gonna write a better rap because it deserves a better rap. And I don't always unless it's something I'm really comfortable with. I don't freestyle the best. I'm not Wes. Wes, why'd you have to go and kill yourself? You could have tackled that for me.
Oh, Lauren, I love you.
Every author wants a rap review. Should do Garden of Lies. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't done it yet.
I'm gonna do Angel Warrior, then I'll give you all Garden of Lies.
Yeah.
But anyways, this has been a really shitty installment of.
Yeah, mic check 1, 2. What it be, what it is, what it do. It's time for another rap review.
I'm serious. I might clip that out. This fucking laugh was so garbage. Not demonstrative of my abilities at all.
Oh man.
Anyways. Alrighty. Okay, guys. So it's time for the last segment. I know a lot of you might be tuning in specifically for this. So we're going to now get to the thing with the stuff, and yeah, let's talk about Brandon Sanderson and publishing.
Oh,
damn it! Didn't make it in time. There we go. Got my newsy hat.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Authortube News at 10:22
Okay.
p.m. because that's
You know what?
how we do things around here. What? Oh my God.
There we go. All right, good to go.
Okay. All right. Like I said, welcome to this edition of Authortube News at 10:22 p.m. because this is how we do things around here.
Right.
Because we do not do the news at 11. Does not have to make sense. And this is my co-host, Zach the Dodge, who is wearing a very snazzy hat. Yes. Okay. So, breaking news.
Wait.
Brando, what? Okay. All right. You good? Okay. All right. Breaking news. Brando Sando made a big revelation last week when he announced that not only had he secretly written 4 novels during lockdown in 2021, he plans to publish them independently. Announcing also that he planned to change the publishing game by allowing his readers to back him and his work through their support of these works. He set out to only raise a budget of $1 million in 30 days. However, blew past that in 35 minutes with a record-breaking investment of $15.4 million, which has since grown to a whopping $22 million. An amount that has the entire community bemoaning and grumbling because of the rate of his success, and they are all doing their best to discredit him for the reasons which he has cited for why he has made this transition.
Now, Caitlin, this reporter would like to interrupt you right there. Can you, because some people don't understand what kind of numbers those are when they hear them. Can you repeat those numbers so we can give some context to that?
Okay. Well, he set out to get a budget of $1 million in 30 days from his Kickstarter, from his fans, to fund the publishing of his 4 books and the setup of the company that will be Brandon Sanderson. And he received instead $15.4 million in 35 minutes after establishing the Kickstarter, which has, since it started 8 days ago, has capped off at $22 million.
So for the folks there at home, just to give you some quick, easy maths here, Brandon Sanderson set out with a goal of 1 million and 15x'd his goal in a matter of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like you setting out to write 1 book and writing 15 in the span of time that it took you to go to work for an 8-hour day. That's the kind of insane levels of fuckery that we're seeing here. Back to you, Kate.
Yeah. So, this has caused a lot of kerfuffle in the literary community, specifically because of the reasons he cited for why he wanted to do this in the first place. Not saying that he is going to leave traditional publishing altogether, because he does still have novels that are scheduled to publish later on this year, courtesy of Tours, which is a Macmillan branch off. So,
right, we're familiar with Tor.
Yeah. So, however, one reason he cited for why he decided to make the transition into independent publishing, especially for these 4 novels in particular, one being that he wanted to see what it would be like to poke a hole in Amazon's alleged dominance. He said that he said specifically, if Amazon's grip on the industry is weakened, that's good for the publishers. They are very much under Amazon's thumb right now. So he's implying that because of the fact that Amazon has such a monopoly on everything, it is not good for TradPub or Amazon at all.
And Caitlin, just for context to the people at home, that would be in line with the stories that this news organization has been continuously running about the cancer of instant gratification and the disturbing trends in publishing thereof, right?
Yes, and
Thank you.
that is part of the reason why he decided to do this in the first place, was because he sees that there is a bit of a stranglehold and a pigeonholing going on due to the fact that Amazon is perpetuating all of this right to market in much the same way that traditional publishing is now, with a lack of variety, and he's hoping to lead by example with doing this as a way to play around with some other innovations and offer more products and options that he thinks could serve TradPub also.
Right. And something that Brandon Sanderson is, it seems to me that he's trying to make it abundantly clear that he is not trying to make enemies here. He is merely trying to improve the literary ecosystem. But it seems like he's getting a lot of backlash, Kate. Why do you think that might be?
Well, part of the reason why he's getting a lot of backlash is because he has caused quite a bit of a shakeup, not necessarily a breaking of TradPub, in the sense because TradPub, as we all know, has been circling the drain for years. And most of the backlash that he's been getting is from people who are saying that he's hyperbolic and saying that TradPub is nearly dead, which, like I said, as we all know.
Which is something we've been saying here at Adventurous Publications from the beginning.
Yeah. And that's something that's been said by a lot of people in the community and the reason for independent publishing starting. However,
and I would just like to say, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Caitlin, but I would just like to say, if you doubt what we're saying, I ask you to look no further than fucking Twilight. Back to you, Kate.
Yes, exactly. Or you can see reviews that I'm going to be doing very soon on my channel of Someone We Know and The Marriage Pact, both by TradPub. So, to continue on, I would have to say that in the side note, most of the backlash has been caused because the shakeup has revealed some things that I don't think a lot of people in the community are aware of, because most people think that advances have been dead for years. Because
that is the commonly held wisdom for the last 5 or so years, at least. Yes.
Mm-hmm. However, I would like to shed some light on this and say that advances, in fact, are not dead. They are just being handed out to people who have more money and clout than need them.
Would you like to give us some examples, Kate?
Simon & Schuster gave the Obamas $65 million in an advance for their book deal, which
and remind the folks at home, what was their book about, Caitlin?
What was their book about? I'm sorry.
Nothing reading. Back to you.
Anyway, also they gave Milo Yiannopoulos a meager $250,000 advance for,
which, as a side note, was worth reading. Back to you.
Yes. They gave him an advance for his book, but after they got backlash and a lot of bad PR because he was being canceled, they decided to cancel the publication of his book and ask for the advance back, which is something that publishers rarely do.
And frankly, that in this reporter's opinion, they have no right to do.
No, they do not.
That's just horrible business ethics.
It is, yeah. And most of the time in their contracts, it is in the fine print that they have no right to actually ask for the advances back. But, yeah. In closing, in this reporter's opinion, I would have to say that Brandon has, in fact, in some ways, broken publishing and the not only independent but trad, and in a good way. So I think that there is hope for the future ahead for all who wish to publish epically.
Yeah, and I would just like to say, Caitlin, that it seems to me that while he's not doing anything that's particularly groundbreaking, this should be seen as a beacon of light for all of those who want to tread new paths and do their own thing. If Brandon Sanderson can raise that kind of capital in a mere 30 minutes, independent of any support from traditional publishing or the greater ecosystem of the literary community, that is proof that you can build a fan base that is loyal to you and will support you regardless of what's going on outside of you.
Yes. Yep. And also, Amazon is not the end all to be all. Just like we've been saying this entire time.
Right. Adventurous Publications has firmly held the position that Amazon can go suck a dick.
Yes. Yes. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for this expose, Caitlin. We appreciate your in the field reporting, and we'll be sure to check back in with you real soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. This is what it looks like when you're unprepared to do new things, folks. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Oh god damn it! My mic didn't mute. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It is okay.
So yeah, folks. Man, traditional publishing is just taking it up the ass more and more every day, right?
Yeah.
And they deserve it, man. I mean, when you think about Caitlin, fix your mic. When you think about like Twilight and 50 Shades and Bob Honey Do the Thing, or Bob Honey Who Just Do Stuff, I think it was.
Yeah, Bob Honey Who Just Do Stuff. Yeah.
Traditional publishing is chasing butterflies. Where it used to be the terrarium you went to see the good shit, they've gone to where they are now chasing butterflies.
Yeah.
They are no longer the show in town, folks.
Yep.
You are just as likely to get a pile of shit printed on paper as you are a good book when you go to the pub.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well take your chance in the independently published market.
Right.
Because, I can
because
only... Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, you have just about the same odds now to get something that is good as opposed to getting something that is shit shopping independent as you do in Trad Pub now.
Right. And not only that, the disease of wokeness is infecting the Big Five. And look, not to get too far into politics, but I think we can all agree when every fucking thing else is infected with wokeness, it would be nice if I could go pick up a fantasy novel without a ton of bullshit in there.
Right.
And not to make everything about me, but I can only cite my own work. Everyone who reads this, and this for that matter, says it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
You know how many people worked on that? Me and my editor. You know how many people's approval I got? Mine. And that consistently gets 4-star reviews or better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trad Pub does not know what's good anymore. They judge based on metadata and whether or not it ticks all the diversity boxes, and that is it. They are taking the broken clock approach to what they publish. That is not how you curate a gallery of high quality art. That is how you show everyone that you're a jackass.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And I would have to add too that there was a lot of personal attacks on Brandon for doing this that just really, really showed the ass of everybody in Trad Pub. A lot of these authors, I don't even know who the fuck they are, but they, but they're all like, I'm Trad Pub, so, I'm famous, blah, blah, blah. Hey, come support authors who support diversity and didn't make $18 million in a weekend.
Translation.
Right, exactly.
Oh, Brandon Sanderson's a better writer than you, and his fans love him a lot more than your fans love you.
Yeah.
I'm not sorry. Maybe write something other than blue-haired. Oh, I'm not gonna go on a political tirade, but
right, yeah. But yeah. You all know who you are.
You all know who you are. The fans are tired of that bullshit. People read Brando Sando because he's a good storyteller.
Exactly.
Look, man, the shit works because it works. People like the hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
People like good protagonists that have morals and ethics and behave like heroes. We don't want your woke bullshit.
Right.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Just say-
I mean, in the fact that, he also has a functioning moral compass.
It's a big help, Caitlin.
Yeah. Granted, I don't necessarily, agree with his particular denomination. I mean, I'm not Mormon. However, he's still, classified as, someone in the Judeo-Christian sphere of faith.
Yeah, I guess I can begrudgingly agree to that.
Yeah, I'm not saying entirely, but I'm saying
right to firmly and wholeheartedly reject the Jehovah's Witnesses. They are a cult.
Yes, yeah, no, we do not want any of your pancakes and Jemima's Witnesses. So, no. Anyway, but yeah, that's the reason why a lot of people are using things against, using that as a count against him. Basically, they're saying he's a straight white Christian man, and so
he's a successful straight white Christian man. Everybody shit on him.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a bunch of belly aching and pissing and shitting themselves because, again, another straight white Christian man with a work ethic and a moral compass is beating the woke garbage. That's all it is, folks. That's all. Yeah. All the personal attacks, all of the naysaying against Brando Sando.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not even a fan. I've never read a Brandon Sanderson novel. You would know if I had, because I would review it on my channel. It would get views because it's very popular. I haven't read his work, but I can tell you based on what I've heard about his work that it's good.
Yeah.
That it's better than 90% of the other crap that's coming out of Trad Pub, right?
Exactly. And, we forget the fact that he was independent publishing. He's been independent publishing since 2010.
Right.
The only reason why he ended up at Trad Pub was because they saw how popular he was and wanted a piece of the pie. So he already proved, I don't need you fuckers.
Right.
So this is basically him saying, okay, I came in, I did my little dance.
I got my banana sticker.
Right, got my banana sticker. Actually, for helping you guys out and making Tor money, because Macmillan is probably one of the last places that's actually raking in serious amounts of money as far as Trad Pub is concerned. And the reason why is because they're one of the biggest producers of children's books. So the fact that he's producing something that is for an older age that actually makes money is kind of a big deal. So yeah, he's like, I came in and helped you guys out. Now you are no longer, doing me any favors. I'm moving on because of my fans. These are the people that I do this for, my readers. So I'm putting my fate in their hands, which is where it should be in the first place. So
right. Let the market speak, and that's that's something I gotta say. That's the main reasons we rail against TradPub and instant gratification are because those are the two biggest distorters of the market right now. TradPub puts their finger on the scales, and well, I don't know, maybe things like buying 30,000 fucking copies of your book from yourself so it's an instant New York Times bestseller. Oh yeah, that's not fucking shady, unethical bullshit or anything.
Right.
And then instant gratification, it's like, huh, stick this needle in your arm. You love it, you little junkie. Buy another one, because fuck you. You're too stupid to enjoy anything that actually has meat to it.
Right.
Those are the two most, that's what's going on in publishing right now, folks.
Yeah.
And here at Adventurous Publications are like, fuck all that noise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the reason why we're starting what we're starting. Because, hey, he's not actually planning on publishing anyone else.
Right.
With this company.
His company is it's a front for publishing himself, which I don't know why he wants to do it that way, but all the power to him. Let him do what he wants to do.
Well, I mean, it's because he was the son of an accountant and a businessman. So, you know, he's got some of that backing behind him as far as like brain power. So he knows how to do those things. And so
yeah, I'm over here, the lowly mechanics kid, trying to fucking play catch up with every fucking step of the way.
But yeah.
Life is hard when you're crawling out of the gutter, Caitlin.
Yes. Yes, it is. But you know, I think this is another thing to show us, though, that the climate is changing and that it may be time for something like Adventurous Publications to actually take off.
Right. A publication company for the readers, by the readers.
Yeah.
And that's not a slogan. That's actually our business model, which you will see once we get closer to launch.
Yep.
Listen, folks, this has been Adventurous After Dark. If you want to support us, you can buy either one of these fantastic works of fiction right here, The Garden of Lies or The Garden of Hope. Nothing helps us more than you buying those and leaving good reviews. The second most helpful thing you can do is subscribe to our Patreon to give us that sweet, sweet, filthy, rotten American money.
Yeah.
And you can buy our merch and support us that way. Wear it around. Tell your friends. Humanity canceled. Freedom canceled. A bunch of other fucking cool shit.
Yep.
And we're always coming up with new merch ideas and you know, trying to figure out ways to get better merch in your hands.
Yep. More bookish things.
It does sound like a slogan, but it's, you know what? The nice thing about some slogans is they're true.
Yeah.
At least ours is, because, you know, we don't do that deceit bullshit.
Exactly. We are completely transparent.
Well, so in honor of what Caitlin just said, Kate's book too, Lauren, Kate's book is not on the market right now because I was reading through it to do my review of it, and I found some stuff that she missed when she hit that publish button. So we took it off the market. We're fixing it we were going to make that announcement public after we'd already fixed it, but you heard it here first because Lauren just blew the top off it. So yes, Caitlin's currently not on the market because both of her books needed an overhaul because the lead adventurer said, Caitlin, you can do better. And he was like, you're right. So,
well, I mean,
back on the market ASAP.
Yeah, because Gehenna needed to reformat and other stuff. So
right.
Yeah.
So, once again, everyone, thank you so much for being here. We're nothing without you guys. I just can't say it enough. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
The links to support us are down in the link tree.
Yeah. And thank you, Ruth. Oh my God.
Oh yes, and thank you to our one Patreon supporter so far, the first of many, I'm sure. But thank you. We will start doing things to honor our Patreon supporters, like a list, like a lot of content creators do, and other stuff like that. And there will be the more weight and momentum we can get behind our platform, the more goodies we can start rolling out for you, both in front of and behind the paywall. We got big plans for y'all. All right, guys. This has been Team Adventurous, Adventurous After Dark. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like button. Sharing is the greatest thing you can do. Hit that sub button. We'll see you all next Saturday.
Peace.
Yes, as Major Kill. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you haven't already, go sub to IYFA, which is also in the link tree.
Exactly.
And it's like fucking jackasses and talk about awesome shit. So yeah, go sub to that channel. If you like our personalities, you'll get as much as you can stand over on IYFA.
If not more.
Have a good night, guys.